Well, I guess it's that time again. That time of the year where Resident Evil leaks are going absolutely bonkers and everyone and their mother is making YouTube videos about it. Hello everyone and welcome back to Recapped, the series where every month, well, almost every month, we go over all the Resident Evil news that happened in the last 30 days. So without any further ado, let's dive straight into this. I'm sure we all know about the 2002 RE1 remake, but recently a lot of fans have been wanting a newer remake of the game in the RE engine, and if you remember a couple months back, we found out that Capcom has 5 Resident Evil games in development, and it was rumored that one of these games would be the RE1 remake, or RE1 Remake Part 2? Whatever. Anyway, just within the last week or so, at the time of me recording this video, 2 reliable sources have come out and basically confirmed that this will be the case, with the first leaker, Daniel Richmond, stating that another RE1 remake is in development and it will be released in 2026 for the 30th anniversary of the series. And Daniel Richmond is a well-known, Richmond is a well-known leaker in the superhero community where he's known for leaking movie-related stuff, such as trailers, announcements, and more. And more times than not, his leaks do turn out to be correct, but even so, I would still take these leaks with a grain of salt even though they are coming from a reliable source. And other well-known leakers have come out and talked about this as well, with people such as The Given Soul, who has correctly leaked some Resident Evil information before, also coming out and basically stating the exact same thing that Daniel said. And I think Dusk Golem might have even said something about this, but I'm not sure, so don't quote me on that. This release date does seem very fitting since Capcom did do a lot for the 25th anniversary of the series, so they're probably gonna go bigger for the 30th. And there's also a PlayStation Showcase rumored to be happening soon, and if this is the case, then that would be the perfect place to announce it, because we all know that Capcom loves to reveal their games at PlayStation Showcases, with the RE4 Remake and RE Village as well as RE Verse and a few others being announced at PlayStation Showcases. But if you remember the RE4 remake, you probably remember all the quote-unquote leaks that were flooding in during that time. I mean, I must have 100 to 200 videos on my channel just talking about said quote-unquote leaks. And guess what? Most of them were completely false, hence me saying quote-unquote. And I'm also not here to try to convince you that these leaks are real, I'm just telling you what's going on in the Resident Evil community. And if you guys are enjoying the video so far, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, as it truly does help out the channel a lot and it helps you guys never miss out on any Resident Evil news or any of my videos. And I'm also about to hit 2,000 subscribers, which is pretty cool. And now for what you all came here to see, or well, at least what most of you guys came here to see, Resident Evil 9 and everything that has surfaced about the game this month. So as we know, I stopped covering leaks, quote-unquote leaks, a while back, and now I only cover them whenever there's some sort of proof or they come from some kind of credible source. And luckily for us, these leaks actually do come from a very credible source known as Dusk Golem. I'm pretty sure you all know who he is, but if you don't, he's basically a dude who correctly has leaked so much stuff in the horror game community, specifically Resident Evil. With the RE4 remake, he got like most of the stuff correct, and with Silent Hill short messages, that's just one that came off the top of my head, and he has done countless others. Just go look him up if you don't think he's a credible source. He very much is. But anyway, let's continue. He begins by saying that the possible delay rumors that he was talking about a while ago could get pushed aside, which I'm assuming means that Resident Evil 9 will not be delayed, because he goes on to say that RE9 should be revealed pretty soon and released in January of next year, which would give it a full 7 years in development. And this does make sense, because I think the longest development time for an RE game prior to this was RE7, which took about 4.5 years to make, and this beats that by a landslide. And there is a PlayStation Showcase about to happen soon, or at least according to pretty much everybody. I mean, even DJ Academics is talking about it, like, what? But there's also Summer Games Fest coming soon, so I think we're going to see it at one of these 2 events, because Capcom did confirm that they will be at Summer Games Fest and they will be revealing some games. So, Resident Evil 9, will we see it there? I don't know, but Is it possible? Yes, very, very, very possible. And Dusk Golem goes on to say that Resident Evil 9 started out being developed simultaneously with Village in 2018, and Village was supposed to be a spin-off title while RE9 was going to be RE8, but then after a bunch of switching around, they ultimately decided to turn Village into RE8 and RE8 into RE9. Wow. That was very confusing to say, but I would like to give my opinion on this because if you guys remember, before Village got released, Capcom made it very clear that this game was not Resident Evil 8, but then they turned around and put the Roman numeral of 8 in the logo for the game, so even up until recently I was pretty confused about this because they said that the game was not Resident Evil 8, and then basically said that it was, so the whole thing was just pretty confusing, to me at least. So to me, that's what provides some sort of legitimacy to what Dusk is saying here. But anyway, let's continue. He said in order to keep the series nearly annual, Capcom gets the games greenlit in batches, and in 2018 the RE2 remake, RE3 remake, RE4 remake, RE8, and RE9 were all being developed at the same time, and that's kinda similar to what's happening now, cause we all know about the 5 Resident Evil games that Dusk Golem talked about. We talked about them earlier in this video, and he said that this batch of Resident Evil games got greenlit in early 2023, yet none of them have even been announced, let alone released. From here he just says what we already know about Resident Evil 9 being the biggest game in the franchise with the longest development time, and it'll be the most ambitious project in the series as well, which brings me to the next topic, which is that Resident Evil 9 will possibly be an open world game. A while back, Capcom updated the RE engine to be able to make open world games, and we found out that Resident Evil 9 is indeed being developed in this new RE engine, but does this really mean anything though? Not really. I mean, just because this engine can make open world games does not mean that every single game being made in this engine will be an open world game, so I would not get my hopes up, but maybe, just maybe it will be. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see for that. Now tell me your thoughts down in the comments below, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons if you learned anything new. I'm Bagels Battles, and this has been Recapped.